Hello, I'm Brainerd Carey, and today I want to talk to you about an idea for artists that is creating subscriptions for artists. And it's something that most people haven't used, and I've been asked about it more and more, so I want to be clear about it. And though you may have heard me talk about it once before, I want to explain exactly what I mean. I heard this from an artist, Jorge Pardo, who's a very well-known artist. Multiple galleries, shows all over the world, but then he did something independent where he was relating directly to his public, directly to his clients, his mailing list. And the way he got the idea was, in 2015, we're used to companies that send us things by surprise. For example, I get a record a month in the mail. I'm not sure what the record will be, but I know it'll be a beautiful piece of vinyl. I also subscribe to a Wine of the Month club where I get wine not every month, but every 3 months, and it's chosen based on algorithms of what they think my taste or my wife's taste is. There's a number of things like that out there in the world now where people subscribe to something and they get surprises in the mail. I mean, how nice is that to get a little box, a surprise in the mail? So the idea for artists, and what Jorge did was, he said something like, I'm going to tell all my followers or all the people on my mailing list that I'm starting a subscription program. And the subscription program I'm starting is going to cost $6,000 a year. And for $6,000, every 2 months, you're going to get a surprise sculpture from me. And it's going to be like a lamp. This is what Jorge Pardo said. And he said, you know, in that idea, the idea was people would pay him in advance for work, and he would send them a surprise every month. But from his point of view also, he was getting a large chunk of cash before anything was even made. So, you know, at $6,000 a piece, he had something like 60 people sign up the first year. It's $36,000, you know, pretty fast. It's actually more than that. So the idea is that, you know, he began making these things, sending them out, people loved them, and then the next year he did it again. Now, to be clear, people knew that they were going to have a surprise every 2 months, right? So though he wanted to make them something that was consistent, he didn't know exactly what he was going to be making either. And that's what was exciting to people. So if you're doing this with prints, photography, small sculptures, be the same kind of thing. Something that people could get regularly from you for a certain amount of money. So the second year, he did it again, $6,000. 90 people signed up. I made an error in how I was just calculating them, but now we're close to $500,000 a year. $6,000 adds up fast. If you were doing it for $1,000 a year or $500 a year and got 10 people or 20 people, you could see it would turn into thousands fairly quickly. So again, just an idea to think about. If you have any comments, you can leave them below. But the idea for this week is to think about the notion of a subscription program. And who does this get sent out to? Your mailing list. Maybe you only have 10 people on your mailing list now, or you have 100. Send it to them. It's a good way to start. And if it's successful, even if 2 or 3 people buy it, that's something. You now have patrons. Patrons are people who are supporting your work without purchasing individual pieces. They're supporting your process itself. So thank you, and I hope that's helpful.